All right, so let's start with two problems that occur the most. And that is downtime and lack of visibility. So systems do drop offline, it's inevitable. Data will stop flowing, operations will get disrupted. Teams don't know there's a problem until it's too late. That usually occurs with a phone call from a customer. That's the worst time for things to happen. You don't want to get that call from the customer. So connectivity or downtime and lack of visibility quietly become basically an operational tax to your organization. No connectivity leads to more manual work, unnecessary costs, and even worse, operational risk of not being able to support your customers when they need it most, right? They call you, there's a problem, you don't have connectivity, now you have a real problem. The good news is these issues are solvable and quickly identifiable when we make connectivity both a managed and visible activity. And we can mix in some automation to help out. So let's unpack the real cost of downtime and why it's not just a connectivity issue. So what does downtime really cost? When connections fail, right, remote sites go dark, critical data is lost, right? You may have a controller that goes down and the logging of the data is not occurring. Operators are forced into reactive troubleshooting. So now you're scrambling around, maybe rolling trucks, going out to sites, emergency site visits spike. Again, it's a cost. And small issues can escalate into bigger problems. So unplanned downtime isn't only a network problem, it's an operational problem that ripples through production, any compliance requirements that you have, and worst of all, it leads to a bad customer experience. So what does this look like in practice, right? It's a tax, it's a cost to your team. It shows up as questions like, just go check to see if the modem is online or if the controller is online. What happened to the controller connection? It was working yesterday, right? A lot of these questions start spinning around. Can you just reset it? Do we know the password, how to log into these things? So all these operational issues jump to the head. You know, maybe, hey, call Aquaphoenix, see if there's an issue with the carrier. Is the cellular signal down, right? So all of these unknowns, it's a tax, it's a cost. So raise your hand here mentally. Here's another question for you. What happens most often to you in your environments? Are there device outages? Do you have maybe security concerns with your equipment? Or do you perform unnecessary site visits? So the other side of the coin from downtime is visibility into remote locations. You're operating with blind spots, right? Many teams are operating with blind spots. They're missing that single pane of glass that allows you to have a view into all of your equipment. Or there's no dedicated oversight. Who's watching all this equipment, right? Are you just hoping that it stays online? So there's no real-time modem health. You have no idea what it is. There's limited field connectivity in site, and issues worst are only discovered after failure. And there, again, the cost is manual status checks and reporting are used, and that kind of defeats the purpose of the whole premise of remote monitoring. So if you can't see the issue, you can't fix it. And if you don't want to wait for that customer to call, that's the worst time to know about it. So to try to minimize these gaps, what do? We rely on manual checks and reporting, right? We do the old round and reads. But that creates lag, right? So you have maybe 10 sites and you're going to go visit each site once a week. Without the visibility, it's a waste of time. It's a cost. And in those remote environments, that lag is costly. By the way, none of these issues are industry specific, right? So, Aquaphoenix, we're in the water industry, industrial water industry, but these problems are the same in any environment, whether you're a water treater, whether you're an industrial automation, maybe you're environmental monitoring, any remote equipment, it's the same story. You need that visibility and you need that connectivity. We turn unknown and unreliable connectivity into a managed, predictable service. In practical terms, that means your system stays connected 24/7. As an ongoing service, there's no one-time hardware purchase. So if a modem goes down, we're going to know about it. Flight combines industrial modem hardware with secure data connectivity and continuous monitoring and management into one solution. You'll have one partner with one program and one point of accountability designed to keep your operations online and visible. After all, that's the whole point of remote monitoring. Keep things online and keep them visible. If you simply just buy a modem, you own the modem. It's your responsibility to manage all that connectivity and all that uptime. When you buy Flight, you buy a partner and an outcome. All right, you buy that predictable connectivity outcome, and that's what makes the